Designing your character for your walk cycle. This is a very rough draft. I haven't even added color to it yet, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the description below and open up the project files. And you're going to choose, I have a male head, a female head, and a child's head. You're going to go to the line layer, and then you're going to start creating your character using the template as a guide just for the proportions, but create your own cartoon character, but just use the template below as a reference for the proportions. Anime characters tend to have bigger eyes and smaller noses. More stylistic cartoon characters tend to exaggerate certain features, so it's really up to you. You don't have to use accurate proportions. The template is just there as a guide. Once you've created your character, you're going to copy the head. I use the lasso tool to select the head and then hit edit copy. And you're going to open one of the walk cycle files, and you're going to paste the head and then edit, transform, scale, and you're going to place it so that it's the correct position and size over the first walk cycle figure, and then you're going to copy and paste it onto all 5 of the heads as closely as possible. And the advantage of having the heads be totally identical is it's going to make the movement of the walk cycle more convincing. So position them as best you can, copy them, paste them. Don't change the size after you've sized the first one. You want them all to be the same size and pretty much the same position on the head. So you want the nose sticking out a little bit from the edge of the head and the lips sticking out just slightly. And you can line up the neck so that it matches. So once they're all lined up, you're going to hide all the other layers except the 5 heads. And then you are going to go to the top layer and you're going to click merge visible, and that will merge the 5 head layers into one layer, and that's going to be the top layer, which is the line layer, and that's where you're going to be drawing your figures. And again, you're not going to trace the mannequin body. You're just using it as a template for how the rough size of the body and the position of the arms and legs and how long the arms and legs are on a human. So obviously my person is female, so I'm going to have to make the body a little bit more delicate than what's there. But again, I'm just using the template as a guide. But obviously I'm going to make the figure a little more feminine. In fact, I'm going to make her wearing a dress. You don't have to go into a lot of detail on the hands or the feet. Just the one thing you will have to do is you're going to have to go back and close all the lines. I left quite a few gaps, and I'm going to have to close all of them later because it's going to be too difficult to add the color if I can't select the areas. I'm just going to skip along to, after I finish this person, I'm going to skip along and finish the other people using roughly the same features as best I can. And now you can see I'm going back in and making a few refinements, getting it to look a little bit more the way I want. I hide the template layer, just to check how it looks, and then I'm going to go on to the next figure, and once I've done with all 5, I'm going to go back and close all the lines, make sure that I don't have any gaps. I've already created several videos about adding color, which I will put in the description below, along with the link to the project files. But basically the idea is that you add color in the layer underneath the line layer. So I'm not going to be adding color in this video, but you can see how I'm erasing and refining my drawing to get it look the way I want. And each subsequent drawing is going to be a little bit easier to draw. As you draw the character over and over again, you get more practiced at it. When you're done, you're going to be hiding the template layer, and you're going to be saving your file as a JPEG. As you can see, this is a very rough draft. I haven't added color to my figures yet. Using a template will still allow for individuality as you create your unique cartoon character, but the consistency with movement and proportion will allow you to create a realistic sense of movement. I'll show you how to prepare your file for export to Adobe Animate and how to create the video in Adobe Animate in the next tutorial.